Alright, hello everyone. We are back for another Tour 9 tutorial here. And here you're seeing lovely Oasis Hole. I'm glad we're getting this one, because this is one, that I'm sure a lot of you struggle with. And you can see the wind is down here. So what I'll usually do is I'll back off, go to a katana. I like to do this hole with side spin as well. So the way that you're going to see me do this is more like this. And notice how I'm keeping off the top spin. I'm only using about 4 bars, and I'm just kind of using my side spin as my curl, essentially. So what you're going to see me do is just kind of more straightforward. Play the rings straight up, maybe about 4 rings for a 6 wind. 1.5 per ring about. And there you see, perfect ball. And let's see what we can generate here. I like to, be aggressive, but at the same time, I don't want to, send it through into the rough long. So, it's just kind of about getting comfortable with your driver and playing toward 9, and experience and practice. All these things are going to make this hole a little bit easier for you. And I really don't spend a lot of time in one particular tour. I do a lot of guides for you guys. So, I might not have seen some of these holes for, months at a time. So you'll see me, back off a little bit as to getting super aggressive on my first attempts at certain holes like this one. Whereas next time, I know with a very similar wind, I can do 5 top spin, and I would have been okay here. Nevertheless, not really going to be an issue. I wouldn't have went for this rough shot with that wind anyway. So we're going to basically focus on walking through how to do this for the hop shot here that we're going to do. Now, what I usually do with my sniper is I will play it pretty close to max ring, and I'll just try to, basically set the ball guide right in the middle there. It's usually with about 3, but I also want to keep in mind and I'm going to go about 11 rings here. And aside from that, I'm going to use quite a bit of curl because it's not going to get left enough if I don't. And here you see that I just kind of hop it and roll it up through, down towards the pin. And it just needed just a little bit more curl. This is one of the reasons that I just mentioned to you, this whole tour, side spin is so priority. It makes that shot so much easier. Being able to use less curl, have a little bit of precision. And in terms of rings, playing a little bit towards max, I went about 11 rings. It was hard to see exactly what I did because I kind of rotated my screen probably the wrong way. It would have been easier to, rotate the screen the other way and count the other way. But I could see that it was roughly 11-ish rings, which is close to a max adjustment, but not quite, because I was kind of still at mid club somewhere, and I don't want to land long. And I know with that extra curl that I'm putting on, it's going to generate a little bit of extra momentum. Keep in mind, if you were downwind, you might want to dial off of, and you had to do a similar shot, you might want to dial off the top spin there. So, had it been 11 downwind, and I needed to do that same shot, I would do it with maybe 1 top spin, maybe 1.5 top spin, because the ball's going to jump forward quite a bit more. So keep those tips in mind for you, and you can see, you can make relative ease of this hole with a little bit of strategy and kind of playing this hole very systematically, going through the motions and just playing consistent in the fairway, playing within your means. I didn't do anything that was, I didn't feel comfortable with. So that's one of the biggest things that I recommend for you guys as well, is just kind of playing it similarly, and you'll avoid making par on that hole, 90-some% of the time with kind of that mentality. So, good luck with that one. I'm going to do the best that I can to update that hole and give you guys a whole bunch of different wins, because, it's not always going to be cookie cutter here where, fairways and greens. We might have to scramble a little bit say we had 12 in the face off the tee, you know, that hole becomes a little bit different. We end up usually doing that fairway hop, which is going to be a very similar approach, but you know, we're going to put on Kingmaker. We're going to be a little bit, you know, the way that we're going to go about doing it and setting up is going to be a little bit different. So be on the lookout for that, and good luck. See you guys next time.